Hi and welcome to Yoga with Kylie. This is a nice short handstand practice and you're going to need a strap or a towel, just something that you can use for our shoulder flossing to begin with. And you may or may not need blocks to put your hands on. I'm going to be demonstrating it without the blocks, but by all means you can use blocks. It does make it a little bit easier. So we're going to start off with shoulder flossing. So I'm going to get you to fold up your strap so it's about this length, and then hug your legs, your inner thighs towards each other. Now I want you to really focus on the ribs to hip connection, so in other words, not flaring out through the rib cage, and also the tailbone lengthening down towards the floor. You'll take the strap out, nice and long grip with the hands to begin with, and you're just going to take the arms up and over the head and drop them down behind. Now the aim here is to not bend the arms. So the coming back up and over is usually this bit here that gets a little bit sticky. That's when I really want you to focus on drawing those ribs in and keeping the arms straight. Now if it feels easy, by all means shorten the grip. As the arms come up and over the head, you really want to watch that you don't flare out through the rib cage. Now, if you're new to handstandings, that's going to be probably the trickiest part to begin with, because we do tend to lack mobility through the front of the chest, through the shoulders, and through the lats when we first start to play on our hands. So, take a nice long, wide grip to begin with. And if to begin with you can only get to say here without flaring the ribs, then just work on that range, and then slowly over time, you'll be able to get the arms all the way up and over. Good, so we're just kind of flossing out the connection between the shoulders and the front of the chest. And then a little bit more mobility. We'll do one more. Good, and then just put the strap down to one side. Now you're going to tuck your toes under, hug the inner heels towards each other, and keep hugging the thighs. And again, tailbone lengthens down, ribs draw towards the pelvis. Take the arms above the head, straighten out through the elbows, palms face in towards each other, and then start to pump the fists. Now as we start to be here a little bit longer, what will tend to happen is the hands will start to face forward, because the internal rotators are usually a lot stronger or more dominant. So I really want you to focus on keeping the palms facing forward, keeping the ribs drawing down towards the pelvis, breathing, particularly as the heat starts to build through the forearms. This is one of the best ways I find to just build up a little bit of heat, but also warm up the fingers, the wrists, the forearms before we start to play on our hands. Good, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out the wrists. You're going to turn your fingertips to point towards your knees. Walk the knees back underneath your hips. So we're going to do a cat-cow, but I'd like you to keep your gaze forward as you come into the cat shape and really press the ground away. Scoop the tailbone under, gaze stays forward. So you're finding scapular protraction, in other words, the shoulder blades spreading apart, and the lower belly engagement. So as you inhale, draw your chest forward, lift your sitting bones for cow. And then exhale, push the ground away. Keep the gaze forward, scoop the tailbone underneath, spread the shoulder blades wide. Inhale, back into cow, lift the sitting bones. Exhale, push the ground away, scoop out the lower belly. Good, inhale. And exhale, push away, keep the gaze forward. Inhale. And exhale. Good, coming back to neutral. This time turn the palms to face up, fingertips pointing in. Little sway from side to side just to stretch out the forearms a little bit more. And then turn the fingertips to point towards you, still palms facing up, rocking backwards and forwards. And just going as far as feels comfortable for you. And if you need a little bend in the elbows, that's okay as well. Good, shake out the wrists. And then place your hands on the floor. Now I want you to really think about gripping the floor with your fingertips. So even bending up this first knuckle so you can really plant those fingertips into the floor. Make sure the index fingers are parallel to one another, and then come into a plank position with the feet together so you can squeeze the inner ankles, squeeze the inner thighs, draw the belly in. Now keeping the arms straight, draw the shoulder blades towards the spine, squeeze in between the shoulder blades, and then push and puff up through the upper back, spreading the shoulder blades nice and wide. So this is called a scapular press up. Shoulder blades draw towards the spine, belly stays firm, and then press and dome up through the upper back. Good, exhale, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, press the shoulder blades away. 2 more, exhale. Inhale to push away. Exhale. Inhale, push away, and then pushing back, downward facing dog. Stepping your feet to hip distance apart. So remembering that scapular press position, so shoulder blades spread nice and wide, we're going to be rolling forward this time into that position. Now squeeze the thumbs towards the center line, wrap the triceps towards the floor. Lift up the heels without shifting forward, and then scoop the tailbone underneath, ripple along the spine into that rounded upper back position. Good, scapular press up, shoulder blades draw towards the spine, arms stay straight. Press and dome up through the upper back. Tuck the chin and roll it back, downward facing dog. Again, lift up the heels, ripple yourself forward. Rounded upper back position, scapular press up. Press and dome up through the upper back. Tuck the chin, roll it back. 1 more, inhale. Exhale to ripple forward. Inhale to hold. Exhale, scapular press. Inhale, press and dome. Tuck the chin and roll it back. Good, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, ripple forward. This time, lower your right forearm to the floor. Then your left forearm into the floor. So you're in a forearm plank. Bring your right hand to the floor, followed by the left. Tuck the chin and roll it back. Downward facing dog. Lift up the heels. Scoop the sitting bones underneath. Ripple yourself forward. This time the left forearm goes down first, then the right. Hug the elbows towards the feet. Left hand to the floor, followed by the right. Tuck the chin and roll it back. So as you lower the forearms to the floor, try not to sink into the shoulder girdle. So you still want to be feeling like you're pushing the ground away. Lift up the heels. Ripple yourself forward. Lower the right forearm down. Left forearm down, pushing the ground away. Right hand to the floor. Left hand to the floor. Tuck the chin and roll it back. Last one. Lift up the heels. Ripple yourself forward. Left forearm to the floor. Right forearm to the floor. Hold in this position. Hug the elbows to the feet to the elbows. So you're trying to draw those two ends of the body towards each other. Now push that down into the forearms. Walk your feet in. Come into dolphin pose. Make sure you feel pressure down the whole length of the forearm and that the shoulders are not coming forward over the elbows. So you want to try and push back so you're not feeling any unnecessary weight or pressure through the front of the shoulders. Try to push out with the heels, feeling the outer hips engage. And then extend the right leg to the sky. Push equally through both forearms. Good, and lower that leg to the floor. Calmly extend left leg to the sky. Keep pushing down into the forearms. Extending the sides of the waist up towards the hips. Good, and lower the foot to the floor. Drop your knees to the floor. Walk the elbows forward. Bring the palms together. Bring the hands behind the head. It's a little melting heart or anahatasana. Think of drawing the shoulders into the sockets and pressing down through the elbows. And if you're hypermobile through the lower back, I want you to draw the ribs in. So rather than flaring the ribs to the floor like this, you're going to draw in and create some stability and awareness through your core.